Welcome back to Dualsighted. We're back, and today's topic, today's segment is Khabib stating that Michael Chandler became the UFC champ in during UFC 262. So if he beat Charles Oliveira for the vacant lightweight title, it would be wrong to him. This is obviously from a fighter, one of the, you could argue, the GOAT, pound for pound best, whatever you want to call him. He ended his career 29-0 with his last fight coming, submission against Justin Gaethje. Khabib had something to say about the lightweight division, and he stated, and I quote, "Charles Oliveira is a very worthy champion. He seems to have 8 wins in a row. So many finishes. As I remember, only against Tony Ferguson he had a full fight. I think Oliveira is a very worthy champion. Many finishes, many records in the UFC. It would be a shame if Michael Chandler won. 2 fights in the UFC and already champion? That would be somehow wrong. And Charles Oliveira has progressed very much. This is a worthy champion. I'm glad for him. When Islam Makhachev rises in the ranking, Oliveira will no longer be champion. The main thing is that Oliveira should understand my words correctly. I respect him. He's a worthy champion. But when Islam will go up, there will be another champion during the year. In my eyes, it will be Dustin Poirier." Khabib praising Dustin, which, we'll get to Dustin in a little, but Khabib submitted Dustin Poirier in 2019 for the lightweight, his lightweight defense, which I think it was his first lightweight defense. Actually, no, he defended his lightweight title against Conor because Conor got stripped, so that was his second. Dustin obviously faces Conor McGregor for their trilogy fight in July, and Dustin definitely had he had his chance to fight, for the UFC 262, but he chose the Conor fight, which it's understandable. Understandable. You would do the same thing, huh?
Yeah, it's a money fight.
And if I'm Dustin Poirier, I'm confident. Like Dustin has to be the favorite, huh? Like even though Charles Oliveira is the champ, you think Dustin can beat Charles Oliveira after seeing what Michael Chandler almost did to him? Like that, that's not too good. That's not. There's a lot of holes in Oliveira's game. Dustin could definitely, and I think Dustin and Conor both are the favorites, against Oliveira if the fight happens. So either way, Dustin Poirier is
McGregor hasn't fought Oliveira, has he?
No, he hasn't fought. Which even if
that'll be a good fight though.
Even if Conor fights Oliveira, I think that Conor obviously beats him on his feet, but I don't know. I think Oliveira gets knocked out by both. Oliveira proved us all wrong in 262. So, what are your thoughts on Khabib's comments on Oliveira? Obviously, he was respectful towards Oliveira, but obviously against Chandler, it wasn't disrespectful. But what do you feel about him?
That's true. Chandler, he fought once before that fight, so it's not really. It just doesn't make sense to give him the title after that. I know he did really well in Bellator, and his first fight he did really good, and he also fought really good on the Oliveira fight, but it's too soon, I guess.
Yeah, I think you should have to pay and this is obviously he's gonna congratulate Oliveira, who's been there since 2010. So that's why, you have no problem with Oliveira being the champ, huh? After a decade.
Yeah, he's been there for a long time.
Yeah,
there should be like a
limit, like a 2 year maybe, or 1 to 2 years maybe.
Yeah, fighting, or maybe a fight limit, maybe like 10 or 5 or something like that.
In that case, Chandler shouldn't have been there, but I could see, me personally, I could see how people could be upset, especially Khabib, which Islam Makhachev is Khabib's cousin. So and Islam is coming off a dominating win against Drew Dober. Islam Makhachev, that he's Khabib just stated that he's on the rise. So I think the UFC has a lot of potential fights to make in the lightweight division. Obviously you got the Conor versus Dustin coming up in July. We spoke about the Justin Gaethje versus Chandler possibly. What do you think about, in your opinion, who's the lightweight title holder by the end of the year? Obviously Khabib said Dustin Poirier, but that's only if he beats Conor. What do you think if you had to take into account?
I think Poirier.
You think so? You saying Poirier? You think Poirier is gonna be Conor?
Yeah, if Conor wins, who would he be the automatic?
Yeah, he'd get a title shot against Oliveira. Whoever wins the Oliveira versus Conor.
I think either Poirier or McGregor, they beat Oliveira. I still think Poirier. He showed more in their last fight.
Yeah, so I mean that's gonna be obviously a fight to watch. You know, the lightweight division is stacked. Habib stating this, it's not any disrespect. It's, you know, you gotta respect what Habib says after, after the dominating career he's had, huh? If I'm Chandler, what if you're Michael Chandler? Do you take this as offense, or do you?
At the same time, he has to understand that he's only fought 2 times in the UFC. He has to, I guess, show more, and then we can have that conversation.
Wait, so if you think Michael Chandler won against Oliveira, you think that he would deserve it, or you think it would have been a bad taste in people's mouth?
I don't know. I don't know if he should have even had that fight in the first place. But if he won, it would have been good.
He's obviously he seems like a good guy, and obviously just based on the embedded vlogs, but I mean, you have against, compared to Oliveira, who's fought since 2010, like that's really, there's no comparison there. Either way, the lightweight division is in good hands. The July fight, the UFC 264 against Dustin versus Conor, that's gonna lead into who fights Oliveira next. And we both agree that Dustin and Conor obviously are the favorites over Oliveira, but I mean, Oliveira could prove everyone wrong once again. Everyone, thanks for watching. Subscribe down below. Follow us at Dualsighted, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Comment down below. Subscribe, share, like, and thanks for watching. Peace.